Hello, everybody. Of course, my camera wouldn't work. Hold on, plugging in mic. I don't even know if anyone's going to show up because night live. So we'll see. Hey, I'm looking, see which one looks. Of course, there was like technical problems because there always is. I was here, but somehow YouTube said my camera wasn't working. So it was really annoying. So I'm doing some readings. Hi, Kaylee. I'm doing some readings on donation. Prefer your camera is working. I know, but it wasn't. So YouTube wasn't letting me sign on because it said that it didn't see my camera. It was so annoying because it's always something. Boo. Hello, everyone. Hi. So yeah, so I'm doing readings on donations. I prefer Venmo and all the things I have listed. If I need to pin a comment, let me know. I will. Hello, Nicolette. Nicolette. I'll pin a comment if you like. I'm trying nighttime. How does everybody like the idea of nighttime? Look at my skill. They're dancing. Yeah, I'm trying to doing like a nighttime live for a little bit. Gonna do some chat and hey, what happened to his arm? Where'd it go? There we go. Okay, there we go. Nighttime, yes, because I'm home, right? So that's what I'm kind of realizing. Only took me forever to figure this out. But anyway, so yes, does anybody need me to pin on? If you want to do super chat, that's fine. I prefer not because YouTube, it takes me only about a million years before I even get whatever you guys put in the super chat. He was trying a new dance move and got stuck. He's trying to dance with me. Come on, Skeletor. Oh no. I like it. I had to force myself to stay awake. In Florida, it's 10:40, but it's all good. Yeah, well, I'm going to try different times. Like I thought about that, Nicolette. I was like, oh, the people who are 3 hours is too late. So maybe next time 6:30. Maybe that's what I'll play with. 15. 15. Intuitive. And do we need to talk about how anybody, if you haven't seen Encounters, you should watch it on Netflix. I loved it. I feel like my lipstick is just spreading everywhere. Medium. Hi, Singing Trees. PayPal. Venmo. Cash App. And all of that's listed. All of that's listed. So yeah, anybody, if you haven't watched Encounters, you should. Oh, I hear good things about the show. It's only 4 episodes, but I feel like they did such a good job at for me, I spoke to someone this morning who didn't love it, but for me, here I'm putting on glasses. Anybody mind? I'm gonna put a little gloss on because my lips are driving me nuts. It kind of covers more than just I'm having a problem with this lipstick. It's like too spready. I'm gonna start watching it tomorrow, and at least and the latest episode on your podcast was crazy, super interesting, right? Which one? The latest one, you mean the one that came out today? The one that came out today? Yeah, so what I like about Encounters is that it's not just about the paranormal, about aliens. It's kind of the bigger message they really get into of what we need to be, how the world has to change and change their thinking and stuff. Yes, this episode, Marie, she was like her story was kind of interesting, right? Like, did you guys get educated on different type of magic, voodoo, hoodoo, santeria, um, serious magic, serious magic. Like if you are going to think you're going to mess with that kind of stuff, some people who are messing with it don't know what the hell they're doing and it does nothing. And some people messing with it know what they're doing. I got something here. I think that's when I was doing masky skincare stuff. Hi, Tanaya. Hi, Tanaya. And Tanaya, I think I even talked about, I don't know if I talked about that on yeah, I did like mask stuff. You know, ladies, you do the mask stuff and like it gets everywhere. Sorry. I feel like on the internet stays forever. Okay. So I did a cleanse, when I do cleanses for people, I love good mask, right? Um, I'm a little different about it. Like this lady on this podcast episode had this lady do some stuff to cleanse and protect her home, and it was never let people come into your home to do cleansings and to put things into your home unless they explain what it is. So you have to listen to the whole episode, but she let this very interesting witch come into her home. I don't think she called herself a witch, but she's pretty much like witch doctor-ish and do some things into her home. And she didn't know what she was putting in her home. So yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. But yeah, Encounters is really awesome because it's a really great show about to me the bigger picture of aliens and not just the idea of just craft and identifying them, but the bigger picture. It's all the things I've kind of been talking about for a long time. So, yeah. I think people liked this past episode because of what? Because of the witchy stuff, because the person casting a spell. That shit happens. And I know people who have hired people to do spell work for them, for their boyfriend, girlfriends, a person they want to have in their life, and people don't know they're doing it. I used to see it all the time in a place that I was reading where they did magic. People would come in asking, to do a spell on someone they wanted to date, to do a spell on um, a partner of theirs. Oh, let me tell you, it gets crazy. And people who do that type of work for real are like, okay, sure, no problem, I'll do it. And the person has no idea. That's why you don't just take stuff from people. And I never do any work in anyone's house, cleansing or doing anything like this, without fully explaining what I'm doing. Did it backfire? You have to listen to it, had all the tea on that episode. Right? You have to listen to it, Tanaya. You'll have to listen to it. Um, what I'm saying is be aware. If someone says to you, "Hey, I've had people say like someone gave me something and now I'm having, I don't know, something weird's happening. If someone's like, I'm going to do this into your home and cleanse it or protect it, you got to know what it is. You got to ask questions. Make sure you're very clear. If they're not clarifying to you, oh, I created this for you. Oh, I did this for you. Or now I'm doing this. Like when I'm doing stuff, I explain to people what I'm doing the whole time. And when I give them something to have in their home, whether it's oil or something, I explain to them what it is, what it's made out of. I don't just like go, here you go, just trust it. Don't do that. Don't take like candles, bags. Don't let people do healings on you, all this stuff without you knowing with if they're not being very, very clear about what they're doing. So that's what I would say. I feel that even if they explain the BS I had that happen last year, do look into it before anything, right? Even I feel that even if they explain the BS, yeah, but if people who are really doing stuff for real, it won't be complicated. They'll be like, "Oh, this is just to cleanse the space." Or we're putting this, for good energy. They don't make it like crazy complicated where you don't know what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? Like they're not like all of a sudden handing you stuff that you're like, and they're like, "Oh, this is for the 10th house of the blah 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 and the 10th moon and the fourth night." You're gonna, people who get really complicated, it's usually on purpose. Usually because they want to do something and not have you know, or it's a scam. So that's what I have to say to that. But you're right, Christine. Always look into stuff. Look into it. It kind of reminded me of Rosemary's Baby. If you ever seen this movie, it's an old movie from the 60s, classic movie. Probably scared the bejesus out of a lot of people when it came out. Today, you guys, it does look a little, the premise of it is great, but the special effects and everything is a little crazy. But the movie holds up because there's not a lot of, it's all about close-ups and, it's like a mystery. You don't know. Oh my God, that movie, I don't remember much of it other than, yeah, I know what scene you're talking about. I'm guessing. Yeah, so it reminded me of that because they kept giving her something to wear and she didn't know what it was, and they're like, "Oh, it's good for you." Oh, telling her to drink this green juice and yeah, everybody talked about that movie when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't remember it as a kid because I wasn't allowed to go to movies. The classic movies were a real trip. I wish they can make movies like that nowadays. Um Yeah, they still do. Like, there's, like, really good movies like Get Out, that was a trip. Get Out, like, I was like it was very kinda similar, where you know something's going on, everyone's acting nice, but you know something's up, you know something's going on. But, yeah, so, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that podcast. We can chat about stuff. I'm also, I threw up what I'm doing and offering in readings tonight. Um, Tanaya, is anyone in here in the LA area? Are you coming to my class, Tanaya? I'm doing a class in Los Angeles, in West Hollywood, live and in person for the first time in 4 years. Um, it's going to be opening up your third eye, cleansing you. Speaking of cleansing, and I will tell you, just using incense and everything, but it's really like a meditation journey to kind of open you up and connect you. It's very people. When I used to do this class in purpose, can you throw a reminder for intuitive? It's been a while that I've done with you on intuition on TikTok. Intuitive is 15. In your last live, I sent 20, but you were ending live. I believe you wrote my name down. Yes, Kylie is definitely valid. I literally, I was so sorry. I literally thought about you the other day. I was like, didn't someone give me? Yes, you're first. You're first. I went to that class you had in Venice. It was amazing. Yeah, I'm having one, Tanaya. I'm having one Friday the 13th in West Hollywood. And this time, um, you went to the class in Venice, you in that like yoga type room. Well, I rented a dance studio. It's really pretty well, I'm having one just like that. It's going to be in West Hollywood at this dance studio. What I love about it is it has mirrors, but it has these blackout curtains. So I'm going to put the blackout curtains down. I'm writing your name down, Kylie. We will do you right away. Thank you for being so patient. You could always just email me. Third eye completely open. That's what I'm going to do in this one. And I'm going to have some, since it's my own thing, I get to do it my way. I'm going to have all these little candles. And like I'm gonna have all my little battery candles everywhere. I'm gonna make it all pretty and cool. Okay, I got you, TB. You should come. It's up. I only have so many. Yeah, it's really good. People love it. Like Tanaya said, are you coming? Just so you know, I also felt the energy moving through my body. Yeah. Well, are you coming? Because everyone said they wanted me to do these in-person classes. So here I am doing them. And I only have so many spots open. It's a limited amount of spots open for it. CGS? Who's CGS? Are you getting 2 readings? What do you mean you don't know yet? You just said how great it was. Christine, you're going to get 2? You have 2 questions? Got it. Thank you. It was powerful. Okay, listen, you're saying how you loved all these things. Are you coming? Oh, this one is going to be, I think I finally put 2 and 2 together, understanding about raising vibrations. Thank you. Good. Well, please do share. Kylie, go ahead and write down who you'd like me to connect you with. So remember, just let me know who you want me to connect you with by your relationship to the person. So if it's your mom and your grandmother and your mother's side, or best friend, your dad. Okay. All right. Um, but yeah, tonight this is going to be the same thing. Cheeky Sunshine. Hi, Carrie. It's going to be the same thing tonight. It's going to be a little lighter, like meaning the energy is going to be a little lighter this time. But yeah, I'm really going for the lighter lift, but it's going to be very similar. So don't wait too long. I sound like I'm selling on like I'm on a like don't wait too long. These go fast. All right. But seriously, people, I know quite a few people who are coming. They're waiting a little bit, but they're starting to. Somebody's comment was restricted. Interesting. Why was your comment restricted? We need mats, right? You don't need mat. Yes, you need to bring your own yoga mat, or like some people, when I used to teach this before, they would bring like a blanket because people used to like to get very cozy. So you can bring a blanket, you can bring a mat, you can bring a sheet, you just want something a little bit comfortable to lay on, wear comfortable clothes. Yeah, either one. next time I will have these at I'm just starting, so I'm just starting to get back out there, and I wanted to do it at my own place, kind of get my own spot, not be adhere to other people's rules and things. Not, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to do it all in my own way so I can create a cool vibe. Inside Inspire, I'm assuming that is on a heat. Okay, Kylie, here we go. Your dad. Gotcha. Gotcha, girl. So the first thing I hear is that he really appreciates this. Something about he really appreciates you doing this with him. He knew he was going to pass, but he felt like everything moved rather quickly. Um, Felt like he didn't have much time. Everything moved much quicker than he would have liked. He felt relieved once this all happened. He was relieved that things were finally moving, that he was finally being able to let go of here. Things were, he's talking about like rough waters. And he's saying like kind of like a smoky, kind of wheezy thing going on in his chest. And that his breathing, when it kept getting more and more difficult and restricted, and he's talking about feeling shaky. Like, I just feel like I can feel when everything's shutting down. But he is saying that something about like it feels like, when you're a kid and you get chlorine, you swallow chlorine, or you have pneumonia or something about his chest area and this area. Anyway, he says that he was ready to go. Um, he was glad that it finally, yes, he couldn't breathe. He had congestive heart failure, fluid in his lungs. See, if I had my wand drop for your dad, I would wand drop it because he did a good job. He did a good job explaining it. He says he wants this to be clear and concise and wants you to know that it's him. He says, thank you for all the flowers that you had at that time when he was passing. He also kind of gave me that feeling of like when you start to get kind of like a numbness on your face, and he started to feel that. Just everything started to happen at once, and he knew he was going to go. He was a little bit scared, and he says it's just more, he says it kind of feels like you're getting ready to do something, and you're not knowing what to expect. That's what he felt. He didn't quite know if there was going to be like an afterlife. And then he says as soon as he started to leave, um, and he started to leave this world, um, he he knew right away that there was like an afterlife. He said that he was out of his body fairly quickly. He was young again. He could see himself like around 25. He almost looks like he's wearing jeans and like a plaid shirt. Hello, everyone coming in. Just doing a reading. Hi, T for Darkness. Hi, Carrie. And he's saying that he was excited to share with everyone that he was there and he could see you guys and he knew what was going on, but nobody could hear him. So was he didn't expect this. He was in hospice on lots of morphine. Does he know I was there with him when he was passing? Yeah, he just said to you. He just said to you, didn't you? Did you hear him? Yeah, he says this is the thing. He says, um, there's a certain point where it doesn't matter, you're not worried. Um, oh, that's perfect, Kylie, because that means I was answering it right when you're thinking it. He was already answering it. Anyway, he says there's a certain point when you're passing that you don't even, you're just kind of out of this place and you're into the next place. And he goes, I hear this all the time, and this is for everyone to hear. This is what people tell me on the other side, that illness and being sick is more scary alone, but dying isn't scary because you kind of everyone kind of leaves this world in a sense alone because you're starting to just really go into the other world. He's saying he just started to really go into this other world. And the more he went into that other world, he was feeling really good. Thank you for that. Yeah, everybody always says to me, everyone needs to know that it's kind of like he passed on Monday and wanted me to stay with him that weekend. I thought I had more time. I have so much guilt for leaving him. Oh, maybe that's why he wants me to cover this very clearly. Um, um, yeah, so he's saying, like, it he wanted you to come that weekend more for you, not for him. He knew he was going to leave and he wanted you to be able to have that time, but he, like, I just feel all the things, the back of my neck, my chest, like he was miserable. He was miserable and he wanted to get out of there. So you don't need to feel bad about it. He's saying when you're really sick and you're in your illness, it feels terrible to be alone, but once you're leaving this world, you're just kind of like you're strapped onto the ride, you're ready to go, and he wanted to go. He wanted out. Honestly, he says if you had come that weekend, he would have probably passed sooner. Yeah, actually looking to medical assistance and dying assistant suicide. See? Yeah. That's why he said he's describing it to me like I had my parachute on. I was ready to go. If she had come that weekend, I would have passed that weekend and that is the only reason why he didn't pass that weekend. Has he met my baby spirit that I lost? Yeah, they always can do that. But let him I like to read to let them say what's happening instead of asking a bunch of questions. It's better because it will come out purely and I can't stop to keep thinking, I'm letting it come through me and we don't have a lot of time. But that is always the case. You never have to worry because it doesn't work like that there. Everything happens in a constant um, what the hell does that mean? What is that? Should I block that? You guys tell me. You don't have to worry because soon as someone thinks about somebody, they come. It's not like here. You don't have to go looking for people. He just wants to quickly say something about the month of April and May, something going on April, May. Something means something about April, May. He says, think of him around April, May. Um, and they are able to connect with things in that world. So don't worry. Is somebody monitoring for me? I feel like someone is. Or is it just happening automatically? Yeah. Do you know anything about April, May? And yeah, they're able, everybody should know this. When people pass in that realm, there's no such thing as like looking for people or being alone. We're so programmed to hear where we think like it's like here where someone goes somewhere and they're by themselves, but everything's instant. No, April, May doesn't hold significance for me. Okay, he keeps saying think of him in April, May. Maybe this is coming up. There's no reoccurring thing. If there's no reoccurring thing, then maybe this is future. He says, yes, you're going to need him in the end of April or May. You're going to need his support. So I'll leave with that. Let's hear what song he might. I don't have my speaker and I can't play songs for too long, else they'll ban me. So I can only like do it really quick. Do you know? So you don't know anything coming up this April, May? Okay, interesting. Maybe we'll find out, Kylie. All right, here we go. You could see I'm pushing. So this is what the water gave me. This is literally about going into the other realm. That's what this song, another Florence and the Machine song. And this is about drifting, going in between the worlds. The water, that's a very magical thing when you kind of let yourself go into the other realm. If you look it up, what the water, it's like lay me down. It's kind of like what I was saying I'm going to do in this class. Let people open up and see. But see, it's like lay me down. This is the song. It's really awesome, magical song. Interesting. So it is about kind of giving in to that realm and visiting that realm. I use that song a lot in my class to kind of help people connect to that realm. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if you know the song. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So I guess we'll know. You're welcome, Kylie. You're welcome. I'm so sorry about that. Both your losses. Both very difficult. Okay, Tanaya, any questions while we're waiting for Tanaya to write down her question? They're not just changed. They're not just changed forms. Yeah. Aw. That just like really touched me the way you said that. Yeah, that's true. Still hard though, Kylie. Still hard. All right, Tanaya. I'm still flirting with my coach. What do you see about the situation? And switching gears to love. Let's see what what spirits what the spirits have to say about love. Let's see. Dancing in the dark. Lust. That's my subject. This song is called Dancing in the Dark. Oh, we're here for the tea. Let's see what the lyrics. Oh, they can't load the lyrics. And I ain't got nothing to say. Come home in the morning. I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired. I don't know what this song's about though. I'm just tired and bored with myself. I want him to be my lover. Baby, I could use just a little help. Okay. Don't start a fire. The lyrics is don't start a fire without a spark. Okay. This is my feeling. Truth girl, I'm overwhelmed right now. It's a baby boy. I'm wanting to be free. I felt for my treasure. Okay. I'm not quite sure. I'm doing readings for people who donated. I'm doing readings on donations, and I'm doing Tanaya's reading right now, and that's who I'm referring to at this time. Okay, so Tanaya, I feel that when I look at him, like he's just kind of, it's kind of like you guys are in two different worlds talking two different languages. I don't feel like he quite knows you're into him or is pretty clear on it. I feel like the flirting's there, but it's just definitely not leading anywhere. You have to kind of be a little bit more progressive. You need to like move, you need to push a little forward. Like you have to make a little bit more of a like the first move. He's not gonna make the first move. I don't know. I kind of just feel like he's, flirting and things like this with you, but I feel like right now he just thinks this is kind of harmless work flirtation, not like, you know, where you and him are actually doing something. So you definitely need to be a little bit, oh my God, why is he blind? Um, am I taking questions? I'm doing readings on donations. People who have donated, I'm doing readings for. I'm reading Tanaya right now. Um, he's not blind. It's not that he's blind. He can kind of see, but I kind of feel like it has to do with the work situation because you have a work situation with him. Hey, he doesn't think I'm serious because it's work. Yeah, because it's a work situation, he's not really going to do anything. You have to realize like things are really touchy in the workplace right now, especially for men. So my feeling is that he's not doing anything out of pocket. So you would have to be as clear as a bell for him to even consider anything. You see what I mean? Like you guys are, he's in a tough situation. Like he can't just like start hitting on you and things. This isn't the 90s. So I feel like you would have to be clear as bell, and both of you would have to be clear as a bell if to know like you're actually going on a real date and things like that. Love the 90s. Yeah, well, it's not the 90s, Tanaya. Oh, you know what? I just realized Dancing in the Dark, that's a cover. You just I just totally didn't even put two and two together. Anyone heard of the House Medium podcast? Same situation with me, sort of work is not something you can jump into without serious consideration. My goodness. Yep. Love that song. Okay. Well, there you go. Looks like there could be a love connection, but he's not going to risk being put into a compromising position. He is interested, yes, but he's not making any moves at work. I just don't think he's dumb and he's not going to risk getting into problems. You know what I mean? Do you hear me? Is this mic on? So I feel like that's the situation. He's definitely interested, but he doesn't want to risk anything. Okay? Did you get it? All right. Anybody I touched this forum yesterday while talking. I hope he wasn't turned off. No. Listen, I hate to tell you this, but men don't really care about stuff like that. They don't really think about stuff like that as much as women think. However, like I said, that didn't do anything. He's not taking any risks. You got to understand the position men are in right now in the workplace. They can't just be doing stuff. I was afraid it's too much. I don't think so. No. All right, Christine. Christine, you're doing two different. You have two questions. What's your two questions? Just throw it out there. And by the way, if you guys want to chitty chat, if you have any questions about anything, and everybody know I can't even talk anymore without my allergies. Okay, yeah, the allergies are pretty bad. Is there a line? Um, these are on donations, by the way. So I have it in the description. $15 for an intuitive reading, 20 for a medium reading. People are donating on my Instagram, on my Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. So I'm not. These aren't free readings. These are donations. I read four people today. I read a lot, so when I do this, I do. You know, been doing this professionally for a while. Um, I do LOL the same kind of but two different people. So this will refer to that. You have two different people. Okay. Should we do two songs for Christine? Should we do 2 songs? Specific colleague and trainer who I don't interact with. What's their feelings towards me currently, please? Okay, specific colleague and trainer who. So you don't interact with either the trainer or the colleague? Either one, you're not interacting with either one? Is that what you're saying? Yes, get it, girl, right? Okay, let's do one for the trainer. We're gonna do one for the trainer. Boom. Whoa, this one's all like romantic. No, this colleague is a trainer. That's one person. Okay, so are you to me? This is very romantic. As the firelight in the night, so you are to me. As the ruby in the setting, as the fruit upon the trees, as the wind blows over the plains, so you are to me. Whoa. That was pretty romantic. Wow. Okay. Let's see what's going on with this one. All right. Um, so Christine, like I said, I'm doing readings on donations. So I do the same kind of, but two different people. So okay, just what pronoun am I referring people to? The second person has randomly popped up, a former colleague. We sure as hell do not talk. I moved on, but they are just popping up randomly. Okay. Do you mind giving me the pronouns for both of them? Let's do the second one, music former colleague. Let's see. Yellow. Oh, this one is different. Look at the stars, how they shine for you and everything you do. These are all romantic. Yeah, they were all yellow. I came along. I don't even have my speaker, guys. Just my phone. I wrote a song for you and all the things you do. Okay. All right. We're getting the picture. This is romantic stuff happening. Yell, it's definitely been a mood song lately, right? Trainer is her, so I will say current interest her. Former colleague is her as well. Okay. All right. Both of these are very romantic. Let's take a look at the first one and see what I see with her. All right. So the trainer, let me see. All right, so right off the bat, I can see with the trainer is like focused, laser focused in the work they're doing. And listen, by the way, everyone, it is hard for people in professional settings to kind of suddenly move into romantic things because the world's a little bit, crazy. So people are a little bit afraid. So remember that. But I definitely see that the first one doesn't know, and they're very hyper focused on what they're doing, but I would not say they're unaware completely. I feel like she does have a sense, there's a crush and there's a kind of a spark between the two of you, but I do feel like she wouldn't act on it out of professionalism, which is kind of a dying breed of people. So I don't know. This is interesting. I feel like they wouldn't want to lose. I'm assuming she's training you, and I feel like she wouldn't want to lose a client. I don't know. I feel like for her, this is not gonna a boundary she's not gonna cross. Wednesday, Friday. You did a reading for me. Birthday, October 2020. I was asking about my partner and buying a house. He's a skeptic, but your reading has made him open his mind. Our house is exactly how you described it. Nice, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, so let's move on to the other one. Okay. Yeah, because I just feel like I mean, I do like this about her. She's an upstanding person. She's like, no, I could go this way, but no. And honestly, it's also because she's not in a space to do anything serious. Second one is a former colleague. Let's call this one the lead. They've been popping up lately, and I'm like, did I read? I'm like, hmm, what's up with that? Okay. All right, let's take a look at this one. I had a different feeling. Ooh, and I feel like something's whisper. I feel like something's romantic. Okay, I can see that. They popping up in your head or they popping up around in your life or both. This person I feel is like very much luring you to them. I feel like she's kind of more seductive is the best word I could say, and I feel like she's definitely trying to seduce you towards her. Yeah, this one mentally, energetically, I don't like it. Yeah, I can feel that there's like a seduction, like come hither, come hither. Yeah, I definitely feel that. I definitely see that. I would say look into it. They are definitely thinking about you. When I see them, I will be very blunt but clean. 'Cause this is YouTube. They are thinking about you in the physical sense. I was just about to say it until you said it and you beat me to. I don't know her intentions. I'm cautious and where, yeah. Her intentions is physical. Yeah, and then maybe there's some romantical type of things, but I definitely feel like it's more the other, like, Marvin Gaye song, "Let's Get It On." Ugh, I'm a piece of meat to play with. No, thank you. Listen, she's she's attentive. She will be very attentive to you, but and it could lead into something more. Honestly, it could. I'm a give it more time for the trainer. What? I don't think that's a good idea. Because the trainer's gonna hold out and being professional. I don't know. Think you could get disappointed with that. She's like, she's very. I feel a little more sincerity with the trainer. That's true. But I honestly, okay. So let's put this. The other one is definitely more physical, but can lead into something more. And the trainer is going to take a long time. And honestly, she would ask you obviously to stop being her client before she would date you. She would say you would have to stop being my client before I would date you. So I hope that helps. But you got like the yellow song was pretty romantic, right everybody? All right, does anybody have any questions? You notice on like my thumbnail I put aliens pictures. The tea is spicy. I'm here for it. I know, right? Tea is spicy. So I am doing readings on donations. Again, readings on donations, not just throwing questions at me and not doing that. People who did donations, I'm doing readings for them. Trainer, let me know. I will stop being that client. Give me the aliens too. Thank you, sweetie. You're welcome. We liked all the tea. We like the tea for Tanaya. We like the tea for Christine. I like all the romantic questions. Believe it or not, the only time I get a ton of romantic questions that never stops is on TikTok. Um, so I have spoke to you, Carrie, but I've been doing readings for people. So if you can't respect that, that's a problem because I'm actually been reading people who actually donated for those readings. So I'm respecting their time and mine. Um, yeah. So Christine, I hope that helped, and I hope that you um Like that. That's me. I ask about the trainer and the colleague. You did? See? Um, is anyone online right now? What does that mean? It helped energy change from the last reading, may I ask? Um, may I ask? Give me the aliens too. What do you want to know about it in line? Oops. Um, I am doing readings on donations and people who donated. I just read, and now we're just discussing aliens. Um, I think they meant is there in line for readings? Yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. Um, yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Listen, guys, I've been reading 20 years. I tried to do the free readings for a while and I couldn't do it anymore because I forgot that a lot of you are really awesome and wonderful, but a lot of other people aren't and take it for granted. And I'm kind of past that point in my life, actually. Yeah, on TikTok, I told you wrote a letter to the trainer, but I found out they were going through something now. They're recovering in a patient. Girl, what do you mean? Oh, they're recovering? I told you they wrote a letter to the trainer. Oh, that's right. I'm patient. Oh, that's right. Mm, Christine, I do remember that. Funny enough, I remember that. Yeah, it might be time to move on. Just saying. Just saying. Yes, that's me, baby girl. Yeah, yeah, that is too much patience. Just saying. What do you want to know about the aliens? What do you want to know about the aliens? That's just rude. I can tell you that 20 doing these readings are not my paycheck. Tell you that is not the case. Oh my gosh, I said it prematurely. I think I have something. Have you had any any recent messages from aliens? Um, yeah, I don't really appreciate that. Have I had any recent? Not anything else. I haven't. Me and my typos. I mean, patient the fat thumbs. Um, have I had any? I haven't had any new ones. I don't know which ones you've heard because I've told a lot of stories, but mine are more having to do with um, interdimensional beings. Beings that kind of aren't in crafts per se. So interdimensional beings is more the my experience. And I've shared a bunch on my podcast and a bunch. But you know what you should do, T for Darkness? I hope you watched the show Encounters. I think it was awesome. It really covered a lot of great stuff and pretty much talks about things in the same way I've seen it. Definitely very much in line to how I've seen that world. Yeah. Check it out. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, yeah, I heard you say that on your podcast. I'm excited to start it. Yeah, start it, Sarah. If you have Netflix, I highly recommend it because they get into the bigger picture. May I have a question just for some clarity on the second person, the lead, just the person in the lead, just for some clarity, I wanted to ask if possible. I do have to kind of get going. I just was popping on here for like an hour to do a few readings, say hi, see what the night um, Jam is like, oh, Terry. Okay, well, I guess never mind, Terry. Okay, after Terry, Terry's my last one. I got it, Terry. Go ahead real quick, Christine, and then we'll go for Terry. It's okay. It's okay, Terry. Um, what's your question though? Technical issues, it won't let me donate. It wouldn't, you mean? Yeah, because I see it's like in a different language. It's cool. I like it. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. What was your question, Christine? Yeah, it finally went through. Okay. Terry, you go ahead and write your two questions. And then while you're doing that, I'll see what I can do for Christine. Is a lead calling me out energetically because it's a pull of some sort of some sort it feels? Yeah, I kind of cover this when when I talk about chords. When you have chord connection to somebody, um, you have a connection to someone, you like have been in a relationship, a friendship, anyone you can have like a chord connection. Like if you get into a relationship with someone, you are creating a chord connection, very similar to the connection you create to your mother. And so it's an energetic cord. And so when you're trying to pull away and do your own thing and get out of that connection, they can kind of feel it and they're almost like yanking on the cord. And really, like a lot of the times when you're like, I'm feeling better, I'm moving forward, I'm doing my own thing, all of a sudden you feel like you're getting pulled towards that person again. And that would be okay. Go ahead, Terry. Go ahead and write your questions. Oh, you're so on it. Organizing an event this Sunday, the 8th for me. Do you see it going well? Kind of big deal for me. Hoping it's all good. Okay. The October 8th. I mean, why are you worried something's going to go bad? I don't see anything. What are you really worried about? Whenever people ask questions like this, I know there's something what they're really not saying. What are you not saying that you're worried about? This kind of looks like a graduation or a celebration or a moving up or like when you kind of like move to the next level or level up because of the people and that it's a celebrating of that. I don't see anything like worked. They are hard work to with types. Oh my popcorn. um yeah, I think I know, Terry. Is this having to do with your work? Is this having to do with your doctor work? Listen, you're always worried about the other people, and I don't see it because I wish I could just get you to see it's hard working with them. They keep giving it a lot of different opinions and making things so difficult. You always remember that it's because you're really good at what you do that you're going to kind of evoke jealousy from people all the time. This is going to be a constant in your life because you're smart and you're great at what you do and you kill it. You just don't see this about yourself. If you keep getting worried about other people and how they're reacting to you, it's always going to be hard. But as far as how well you're going to do, this won't interfere in anything like that. Are they going to be your friend and are you going to be able to really feel bonded with them? Probably not. Also, there's a bit of deadline I keep pushing. I know. I understand. You can't control them and how they're being, but when you letting it eat at you and get to you, which is so hard not to let that happen, but people are like taking it slow. You do your thing, you will do fine, but you can't control it. I can't tell you there's nothing you can do to change it. If I could look and see, like, oh, if you do this, the only thing I could say is that if you push on them and you kind of keep pushing, like, hurry up, you're not doing it right, and all this, it's not it's not going to go well. They're not going to listen. They'll kind of even be worse towards you. You got to let go of the reins a little bit. You can't push. Good thing now that I'm promoted, I'm away for most of those people. Yeah, but if you push on them and you get, like, you're not moving fast enough, blah 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 blah, you're gonna keep pushing them away, and they're gonna be even more difficult. All right, I'm just wanting things to be perfect. You always want things to be perfect, Terry. By the way, in case anyone doesn't know, Terry is a brainiac. I think literal brain surgeon. Am I right, Terry? And he always thinks things are going to go wrong. He always thinks he's not going to do well. And all they ever want to do is promote him and tell him how smart and great he is. Neurologist, yes. Can you tell me how my brain works, Terry? Can we have a discussion? Do you think you could study? I really have a serious question. It's my turn to ask a question, Terry. And I think this should be interesting to everyone. Do you think you could actually study my brain while I'm doing readings? You do? You have an idea? This is so exciting. This is the most exciting thing that's happened. Yes, I think so. It's a different brainwave. Really? Right? New discoveries. This would be interesting. Yeah. This is just shit just got interesting, Terry. Don't you do that setting yourself up for that? I used to do that. I screwed myself into a mess now. No, right, Christine? Yeah. What do you mean? Do you think it's on a different brainwave? Do you think you would see something different? What brainwave is it? This is what I'm trying to tell you. Terry, like, people think I just have people getting readings from me who are just like hippie people playing guitar. He's a neurologist. Like, different brainwaves turning on, or rather turning off while you're doing readings, like the monkey mind gets turned so that you're more in a dream state, but you're actually awake. Yes. I just got chills. I'm like choked up because that's why when people try to ask me questions, if you saw when I was doing Kali's reading and people are like, what about this? What about that? I go, I can't do that. I can't think. If I start thinking about it, it doesn't work. I have to literally go, like, I'm always in that state, Terry. It's hard for me to be here. That's why I have my days very, like, do this, do this, do this, because if I don't, I just float off. More like, what frequency is it as well? Yeah, what frequency would that brainwave be? Some monks can achieve that by meditating, but psychics can just go into that state without meditation. Yes. That's why I try to teach people how to do it. That's what I do in my classes. Yeah, that's true, Terry. And I think it's something like that. You're right. You're right, because I literally, if you ever want to do a study, I will be volunteering. Everybody heard me say it because I love science. I don't say I know all the things about it, but I believe it's a science that we don't understand yet. Okay. Thank you for appeasing me, Terry. Because in a world where people are going to believe Terry more than me, I like to put it on record from somebody who is very smart, and trust me, I've read him. His brain is like on fire. My second question is about love, as always, Adela. I'm still single, by the way. I can't believe it because I know you're such a catch. Okay. This is what I feel, Terry. You have to find someone. Yes, spill the tea. You have to find somebody who is on your wavelength. Speaking of wavelength, you're so smart that he has to be just as smart and challenge you because you need someone who's calming and all this. But the problem is you're a little controlling about stuff. So you kind of like don't give someone a chance to take the lead. So my feeling is when you're talking to someone or considering talking to someone, you're taking the lead, you're deciding the things, and you're not letting him give a chance to woo you a bit. You're not good at that part. You have to turn off your neurologist, brainiac person that you are, pardon the pun, and you got to let somebody else kind of take the lead. Because I know that's what you want, but you're kind of afraid to do it. There's a lot of fear that's stopping you from the love because you're a sweetheart, you're smart, you're grounded, you're together, but it's hard for you to open your heart. And I'm going to say this to you, Terry. No apps. So Terry needs to use his monkey brain. Terry needs to not use his monkey brain. Terry needs to use his heart. But I don't feel like there's anyone interested though at this moment. Well, my feeling is it can't be the apps. It has to be organic. Like I have this vision of you walking around with someone in a museum, holding hands, just kind of looking at the art. Like I just feel like it has to be in real life. Like it has to be someone you meet in IRL. I just don't see it on apps. I don't feel like that's going to work for you. You know what I mean? So I do see this, but I feel like you have a really hard time giving into it. I've been like doing a lot of movement exercise. So I'm rubbing my legs. If you hear that noise, I was trying to like make sure my legs don't fall asleep. Can you see if this Jimmy person that I recently met is interested? Just a sneak peek. All right. Are you going to study my brain while I do this? Okay. I'm going to tell Terry how I do this and he's going to tell us. I'm going to do this and then Terry's going to tell us what he could assess because I have to look off to remote view and I remote view by seeing him and seeing how he sees the world. So I'm looking off here. Okay, off to the side. I have to look off almost like I'm looking at a screen. Let's see where Jimmy is, and I'm remote viewing him. So when I see this person, he's definitely interested, but it's like he's very distracted all the time. He kind of isn't good at communicating, and he does have like you got to kind of make it more clear that you're interested, but I definitely feel like this isn't the one I'm seeing. Because he just doesn't have that calmness. Like he's too hyper, he's too all over the place, distracted. And I feel like this when he's like this, yeah, he's just like all over the place. But what I feel like I see is someone who's more calming, someone more relaxing. I see someone just kind of knowing how to bring your energy down. Well, it's all right. Plus, he's not the brainy type. Uh-huh. I see why you're attracted to him. Yep. Just eye candy. He's not in your league, Terry. Thank you, Sarah. He's not in your league, Terry. Terry's like, come on. You need to find someone who is just as smarty pants as you, but not another neurologist. I have high hopes, and usually when I have clients who take so long like this, it's usually because you're doing the right thing by not just going for the first thing that comes your way. I think it's kind of like you're shifting the focus of your mind. That looking away is kind of like a cue for your brain to turn off the alpha waves and turn on the beta waves. What? What is alpha and beta waves? You have to explain that. Just a theory. I do feel like that. I feel like I go, okay, enough of this place, and I have to look off somewhere, and I'm somewhere else, not here. I can do things like look at things here, but I have to first look there. And what people don't realize is I have to jump back and forth. Like I'm there, here. And that's something a lot of psychics don't do. A lot of them have to only like sit in this one space, and I can do both. I can be doing the same thing while driving or something. Very interesting, Terry. Wasn't that interesting, everyone? I think Terry should come on my podcast. Terry, would you come on my podcast and you could talk about these things? Wouldn't it be interesting to hear him talk about his theory of psychic abilities? Yes, it was. Plus, I know she's very accurate. He did. He tested me many times. I've done private readings for him, and he told me this. Terry, just consider coming on my podcast. Consider it. I know he won't. But if you ever willing to, it would be so interesting to hear his theories, right? On psychic phenomenon. Just saying. I'll give it a thought, Adela. Schedule wise, it's hard. Okay, Terry, I have my own powers. I will make I will make sure that you won't forget. Plus I need room for my man. If any. All right, Terry. You know I have some superpowers, so I'll be I'll be sending some energies your way to make sure you remember to write in. So that goes for all of you. I'm going to jam. This was awesome. I definitely got to do night lives. Maybe even a little earlier for the people. Adela needs some love potion on your merch store. It'll be a hit. You know better than anyone, Mr. Science person. Love potions have to be legit. I can't wait to catch you when you're live again. I caught the end of it tonight, and I'll definitely donate next time and pay for reading. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, I'm trying to consider doing consistent like every Tuesday, Thursday, but between the reason why it's hard for me consistent because I sometimes have to record people for my podcast. So I'm trying. It's been so nice when people just naturally fall in love if it ever happens. It does happen. Inspire on heat. It does happen. It does happen. Don't say it like that. Is this on a heat? This is on a heat, right? Are you trying to hide from me? It does happen. It does. Just saying. Yes. I'm so glad you finally got your ticket for my class, and it'll be cool to teach you in person. I can't wait. Anyway, those of you, if you're in the LA area, check it out. Terry can't make it. He's a little tad too far. But for the rest of you, check out. I'll be doing a class in WeHo. It's on my website. Yes, I would love that. A schedule for these big readings are just too much for me financially. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm trying. I'm trying, but it's hard for me too, everyone. Like I have my readings and then I have the podcast. So I can't always guarantee because it's not the only thing I'm doing. So I'm going to do my best. At least try to do a live once a week. I don't know if I'm can promise in the same time, same day each week. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great night or great morning, whatever time it is, or great afternoon where you are. See you soon. See you soon.